Okay, so it was the last Raw of the year. If Raw seemed kind of weird, they're also doing a live show, so they actually had to split the roster. That's why you didn't see Dean Ambrose in the ring. That's why Bray Wyatt wasn't there in the ring. He had a taped segment, that's why there wasn't Kane. So it made a very bizarre show, but we had Edge and Christian as the general manager for the night, and they really didn't do much. Opening segment, they discussed how they were going to do the Peep Show. No, the Cutting Edge. Peep Show. Cutting Edge. Why not Cutting Edge Peep Show? Cutting Peep Show Edge. Peep Edge. Cutting Show. And they were going to bring out Seth Rollins. They made some matches. The champion versus champion match. That's right. Brock Lesnar, who was there, didn't do anything either. So Rusev took on Ziggler. Nice match. Great back and forth. You know, it was going really, really well. Yeah. Essentially kind of like a screwjob finish. Where Ziggler won by DQ. Then Ryback came out and laid out Rusev. Came back, Ryback went through like his whole life story. Nice promo. Good stuff. It was like, 2004, I was here. I got cut. But he came back as part of the Nexus. Yeah. Destroyed my leg. So never wrestle ever again. Came back as Ryback, the big guy. And I was like, man, this is actually a decent promo. The length of time they gave him was good. Talked about how the Feed Me More is about how he feeds on negativity and produces positivity. Yeah, so he eats negativity and poops positivity. But, beyond that, brilliant. I'm like, man, that was like a star-making promo. Way better than anything Roman Reigns has done, promo-wise, beyond believe that, believe in the sheep. Nikki Bella took on Natalya. Natalya was doing pretty good, then, Nikki got knocked off the apron, and Tyson caught her. Natalya looked at Tyson. Nikki with like her wicked elbow shot, which I guess now is like the bullhammer elbow. And then the really slow rack attack 1, 2, 3. Naomi thanked The Miz for her getting a really great opportunity. Miz and Miz took on the Usos. Great match. Tremendous amount of back and forth. Ending had not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, but 5 super kicks. 5 super kicks. New champions, the Usos. Miz and Mizdow said they wanted another match. They went in there and they yelled at Edge and Christian, and Edge's puppet stunt double. Mizdow and the puppet were actually fantastic during this segment. And then they got a new match. It's coming up next. They took on The Ascension. Love the video montage and the package they do for the back. It's still their NXT music. I don't get the red, like, Widow's Peak triangle sort of thing. And I don't think they really need the pseudo Road Warrior Demolition-esque, like, shoulder pads. And the crowd did not care at all for The Ascension. They should realize when you do NXT call-up, you pick a marketown. Had they done that in, let's say, I don't know, almost anywhere in the Midwest, like in St. Louis or in Chicago, Detroit, you pick a hardcore wrestling city, or anywhere in Florida, they would have gotten a tremendous response. They got nothing. Miz tags out to Mizdow. Mizdow gets annihilated. Squash match. Debut. Not a great debut, but a debut. Harper and Swagger. Nice match. 2 big bulls. Stiff. Looked fantastic. Crowd couldn't care it. all. Harper got the pinfall. Roman Reigns takes on Seth Rollins. These two guys, they know each other well. Match is hitting all the right moves. Big Show's doing commentary. Big Show then lays out Roman Reigns. DQ finish. 2 DQ finishes. Okay? Cesaro gets in the ring. He's got a live mic. And I'm like, yeah, maybe having like half the roster not be here leads to more like, here's your chance, here's a mic, talk. Talks about the pageantry, he's not connected with the fans. He's about getting it done in the ring. These 4 ropes. He then corrects himself and says, these 4 sides. And I was like, oh God, that means you go in the back. Vince is going to be like, told you. Told you you can't make it. And it's like, no. No. I was thinking earlier today with them having Natalya, Tyson Kidd, and Cesaro as a group. That might be called the match of the WWE Universe, with one of the names they batted around. They need to give them mic time. Where Cesaro always talks about how he's a tremendous physical specimen. How he's a throwback to the older, like, strong men. He doesn't need flash. He doesn't need all this, that, because he is an amazing person inside that ring. Tyson Kidd needs to cut almost the exact same sort of promo. Yeah, he's one of the most athletically gifted individuals. He's in NXT where he's given the time to really truly show his craft. You mean the last person trained by the Hart family dungeon. And then you pass the mic over to Natalya, and then Natalya says she is the only women's wrestler on the main roster. That way she buries everybody in one swoop. Then you talk about how she's been there for so long, how they gave her a gimmick where she was farting. How they paired her with Beth Phoenix, a true dominant wrestler who lost matches to Kelly Kelly. Then she can make a snide comment to all the random, they don't have any skills. They don't have any talent. All their talent is store-bought. Just really kind of just dig into all of them. I was like, oh, that'd be so weird, just making like this super heels that everyone cheers for. But Cesaro flubbed one line, so it means he's not going to do anything this year. Or should I say next year. He'll be lost again like he was after WrestleMania. But after Cesaro's promo, BNB came down. That's right, Bad News Barrett returned. Good match, physical match. Got the 1, 2, 3. I'm like, alright. So I guess then the live show must have had Orton, who also returned. I'm like, alright, not bad. Not bad. Daniel Bryan cut a promo. As he's talking about, how he had an awesome week. Won the championship at WrestleMania, got married, and the next week, like, Dad died, started having injuries, rest of his year, down the crapper. And he was like, this is my time to retire. So he talked to Edge about, career-threatening injuries. As you see, he's got this little smirk. This little smirk that's, like, partially obscured by, like, all the facial hair. But you can tell he's got this smirk, like, you think this is my retirement speech? They're buying into it. Just this little, like corner of his mouth just kind of perked up, like, I'm entering the Royal Rumble. Crowd goes nuts. And I was like, man, alright. So now it means your potential winners for the Royal Rumble: Ziggler, Reigns, Bryan, outside chance, Ambrose. Like, alright, any of those guys I think would make some pretty decent matches, knowing that your champion is more likely going to be either Cena, Lesnar, potentially Rollins, outside chance of being Orton. Could you see John Cena win, begin his 16th world title run, and then face Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania to lose to Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania? Daniel Bryan ends a historic 16th title reign of John Cena. And then the next night Seth Rollins cashes in and Daniel Bryan's back to the mid-card. Or they continue awesome match with Daniel Bryan and Seth Rollins for your summer sequence. That would be pretty awesome. Now we get to our main event. This is what is going to end Raw. Cutting Edge Peep Show with Seth Rollins. This happens after the Miz Dow Ascension match, where the crowd by now, I think it pretty much checked out. Edge and Christian are trying so hard to get the crowd back into it, and they're just no. Seth Rollins then is like, I want to call John Cena. He's already got a big show in the ring. Cena doesn't show. Tries again, doesn't show. This goes on for like what felt like 10 minutes. He then attacks Christian. He then sets up Edge. His Big Show holding Edge down for a curb stomp onto the Money in the Bank briefcase. And calls out John Cena. John Cena finally shows up. He's like, I want the authority back, or I'm going to cripple him. This man is a husband. He is a father. Which, had he just said it once, would have been great, but it seemed like someone was like, yeah, we have like 10 minutes to fill now. What? Wait, what? This is just going to be a lot of show holding Edge down with Rollins threatening to kill him, with the crowd kind of just being lukewarm the whole time. And Cena finally says, I bring the authority back. And then they go to curb stomp Edge. Cena makes the save. And the whole time watching this going, man, if only there were other people who had problems with Seth Rollins in a Big Show, like Roman Reigns. There's Ziggler. Or I was it Swagger. Ryback. Boy, there's a whole host of individuals who are stuck into the crowd and could have attacked Rollins from behind, therefore not allowing Cena to reinstate the authority. But instead, it was just this really long, drawn-out sequence. And then I'm thinking, alright, authority got brought back, they do a small beatdown on Cena, and I'm thinking, maybe we're going to hear, like, Orton's music hit, he's going to make his return. Maybe Roman Reigns is going to come down and help clean house with John Cena. Maybe anybody who was on the face side, who was adamant about destroying the authority, would help John Cena in this moment to not bring back the authority. And then ends with the authority celebrating on the ramp. With a crowd that's just, I think half by that time, it almost like they've left the building. It's like that's not how you end Raw for 2014. You have this massive moment at Survivor Series. And then, 6 weeks later, authority is back. I'm an H mark. I'm a huge H mark. I freaking love her. I got a workout DVD, and I bought Steph's for my wife to go along with her P90X DDP yoga, Trish Stratus yoga, P90X Plus, and all the other random DVDs we've got for working out. And I was like, seriously, you ended like this? This is like your last big segment for the year. And it was a stinker. Just went on way too long. But we now know we're heading to Royal Rumble. Royal Rumble, that's when you start getting that nice, from Royal Rumble to WrestleMania is always good wrestling. It's always good television. It just kind of sucks that they haven't figured out how to do everything from 1 month post-Mania to the end of the year.